Welcome back to the Deep Threads Podcast. For today, I am your host, Steve. Our roster of topics today include OBJ and the Ravens, the Cardinals and why they aren't trading out of third spot overall, who the Lions might draft at 6th overall after trading away Jeff Okudah, and last but not least, I think we're gonna sprinkle in what we talked about before the show that I didn't add in.
Saquon.
Saquon.
Yeah.
We're a little bit of Saquon talk.
We might talk a little Browns talk today.
We're gonna talk about Kareem Hunt. Now we're gonna talk about Kareem Hunt and talk about if he's actually over the hill or if Andrew Berry is just an asshole.
If he's over the hill and the rest of the
As
running
always,
back
behind the cameras, we have the hardest working microphone in the business, JonnyG.
What's going on, everybody?
There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Our lovable and outlandish distant cousin, Wheeler.
Thanks for joining. Get in the chat. Give us some feedback. Let's do it.
I love that. And last but not least, the man who brought all of this together. KJ.
Hey guys, like and subscribe, follow us. We're looking to hear from you.
I love it.
Didn't even let Steven say his name.
What? I said KJ.
Oh,
They know who I am.
Yeah, I
it's
said
not.
KJ.
We already know at this point. They
Yeah,
haven't watched the show like KJAM.
What's going on, boys? Now, has anybody got news and rumors?
Subs out, guns out.
We got it. Oh, what is that? Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Who?
So,
ooh, a little question.
is that for the news?
It could be.
Oh, okay.
Right.
You want to play? I mean, we can play a little game.
So,
Would you pay?
well, I think we got what do we have for news today? Well, I think we have the trade for the
pick.
Jeffrey Okudah. It is the 5th pick for Jeffrey Okudah.
Fifth round pick.
5th round pick, right?
Fifth round pick in the
you.
2023 draft or 2022 draft.
Okay.
Yep. Well, 2023. You were right.
2020
This year's draft. That's fine.
2023 draft goes to the Detroit Lions. The Detroit Lions give up Jeff Okudah, the Atlanta Falcons.
Who traded for him?
The Atlanta Falcons.
Okay, I didn't hear you
That's what I
say.
said.
I didn't hear you say it
Yeah, I
last.
said Falcons.
I said that. And then Cleveland Browns news a little bit. Perion Winfrey has been charged. Has allegedly been charged with assault at Harris County for domestic.
Accused of grabbing hand of woman he was dating was all that it was.
So from Cleveland.com it says arm, but
I'm just saying this.
I'm not arguing. I read the article and they literally have zero evidence. It sounds like there was a domestic dispute and she's filing charges against him because he grabbed her by the arm, probably caused bruises.
And because he has
money.
money.
You know what that says to me?
She's a whore.
No, it says. You know what it says to me? Lenny.
A money grubbing.
Lenny.
Lenny.
I love the rabbit. I want to love the bunny
Oh, he doesn't
and
know
hug
his
the bunny. Yeah, that's
I will call him.
Retard alert!
Who's the retard?
Retard alert, class!
I will call him.
Lenny's not a retard. That's brutal. Have you ever read the damn book?
Of Mice and Men, yes.
I will call
He's
him
not
George.
a retard. He's just
love
a
him,
very powerful
pet
man.
him, and play with him.
Disabled.
Whoa.
I mean, that's...
That is brutal. We should ban you like we ban books in Florida.
Back of the head.
All right, sorry about that.
Like we ban books in Florida.
I don't read good.
Any more news and rumors, guys, that
I
we
got
know of?
nothing for you guys. That's funny.
Sorry. I'm on top day, baby.
He's
I'm
on something.
ecstatic.
Today.
Let's go.
He's trying to stay.
So what are we getting into to start today? Let's go.
What you guys want to start with? Let's start with OBJ and the Ravens. We got our Ravens guy in chat. Let's talk about it.
OB, hey.
Don't worry.
Don't
worry.
OB paid too much money again.
Don't worry, guys. His agent came out and said he's very happy to be with the Ravens.
Hey, by the way,
shocker! You saw that coming.
I had a question for you guys.
Yeah.
I think it was a rumor like 2 weeks ago that Odell wanted $15 million. I don't think that's a rumor. I think Odell wanted $15 million.
He wanted 18 to 20, and he got 15 to 18.
Congratulations
Well,
for
his-
Odell, man.
his
He's been
base
paid
was-
since he's literally made all of his money out of one
You know who
game.
said that was garbage? Ryan.
His
You know why he
base-
said- he's
his
like,
base-
oh, he didn't say that. That's not confirmed.
His base was what, 1 point something mil?
For this year?
But because of bonuses and incentives.
No. His base is he's 15 mil guaranteed.
He's guaranteed
Yeah.
15.
That's his bonus.
Well, but
His signing bonus was like
I'm
13
saying
and
base,
change.
right?
Okay.
Base is 1 point something.
So what Johnny's
signing
saying, he's not wrong. He's not wrong.
Just yeah.
His base is like a half a mil. His guaranteed
Which
15
means
million
nothing.
and his incentives is up to $3 million.
So his base salary is 1.165
which means
million.
nothing. That means nothing.
Signing bonus is 2.7 million.
I lied.
Cap hit is 3.9 million.
So, but let's get to one thing, right?
He's overrated.
Is it well?
Just
Is
like
it
his
worth
quarterback.
it?
No.
Is Odell worth it at
How-
this
how old
point
is
for
he?
this money? He's 31 years
31.
old.
He's old as shit.
He's the same. It's literally the same argument for DeAndre Hopkins I've made all year long.
No, it's
Except
not.
DeAndre
Yes, it
has
is.
I will
his
take
ACL.
D-Hop. I will take D-Hop hand over.
Oh, I think
fist.
D-Hop's better.
Yes.
I don't disagree, but I'm
Two
just
new
saying a
knees,
31-year-old receiver,
Whole
$19 million.
season missed last year. No, man.
But you know what this says to me about the Ravens? Is that they
Desperate.
wanted D-Hop, but they couldn't afford a second.
I don't think so.
They could afford the money. They couldn't afford a second.
I think OBJ got to Lamar, and Lamar was
I
like,
hope
listen,
Odell hears this and he realizes
there's no
he's
way.
second fiddle to D-Hop.
Oh, he always will be. You can't have that argument. That's not a conversation.
You know what's really good for
Ryan,
the
Ryan, go ahead and
Ravens
defend OBJ against D-Hop. Do
is-
that.
You know what the good thing for the Ravens
I
is,
agree,
though?
Ryan. I agree. They don't have a second. That's why they couldn't do it. Agreed.
Although is so
D-Hop's not worth a
OBJ
second.
and Lamar, they can be workout buddies when they're injured at the end of the year.
Oh.
You need to look at the camera the way you grit your teeth at me.
Yeah, hold on, Jonathan.
And
go to
you
Winner
should
real
have
quick.
looked at the camera while you
Yeah,
gritted your
yeah.
teeth and
I
said
can't
that.
do it now. I
Oh,
can't do it
see,
now.
then why would
Winner.
you? If you're gonna say something like that,
You know
on
what's
camera,
gonna be
grit your
really
teeth.
good
Listen,
is
listen,
that
do as I said.
OBJ
Yeah, yes.
and
Nah, you're good, you're
Lamar
good.
Give him the fuck me eyes.
can work out in the offseason.
There it is.
Or can work out when they're both injured this season, Ryan.
So Ryan, we talked about that in the last show
Yeah,
that
Cardinals-
D-Hop is almost guaranteed to be cut
Yeah.
because they asked for too much for D-Hop. They
Yes.
wanted a second and a third,
Dumb.
and they asked for too much for D-Hop. Especially because if you picked up D-Hop and traded a second, you would actually also have to pay that money at the same time, and they didn't want it. Nobody wanted to do that. It's almost like nobody wants to pay Lamar and give up 2 firsts.
Hey Ryan,
it's the
do you
same
know?
concept.
Do you know what the asking price has been lowered to?
A third.
it's a high third.
Top 10 in the third
The
round.
Cardinals just overrate all their players.
Just like Kyler
Do you
Murray.
remember what they traded to get David Johnson off the team? Oh, we need D-Hop.
Man, that was so bad.
They made out in that deal. They made out.
No, I will not make out with
They
you.
overvalue their players like some people I know overvalue the first pick in this year's dynasty draft.
Especially when he goes to New England.
Bijan, he ain't going to New England.
A 6 or a Tuggy.
Oh, listen.
Do they know Deshaun? That's Houston.
Hey Ryan, as long as it's a reach around, yes.
I got a towel that you can take.
Your towel.
Or what else we got on the
You
docket
gotta watch
for
this
today?
hat.
We're
Or
gonna
this
discuss.
helmet.
Because
We're gonna discuss the Cardinals and why they're not trading out of a third overall pick real quick.
so why they're not trading
why they're
out of the
not
third?
trading
Yeah.
out of the third.
They didn't say that, right?
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
When
Well,
did they say
said,
that?
They said they'll take offers, but they're not really.
They're not really fielding anything as of right now.
That's as far as we know. That's as far as we know.
I heard it the opposite way. I heard that they're not.
To get out of
I heard no. I didn't hear they were trying to get out of third. It's like you said, they're willing to take offers.
Yeah.
So, I think it's the same concept as like what will make them move out of third place.
So what
right?
I think would be
Okay.
a good move for them. So Philly needs some interior D line, correct? The Eagles they lost the guy. They lost some defensive.
you
pieces.
just say Philly needed interior D line. They have Jordan Davis.
Jordan Davis, but I think
Let me.
the vet. I think the vet moved on.
What
Can't
did I
remember.
tell you? Jordan
remember.
Dominican Sue was there last year.
Yeah, I thought there was somebody else too.
There was. But Jordan Davis, I told you, fills 2 shoes. He's
Okay, but
6'8",
let's
350.
say Philly gives
That's a
up the
big
10th
boy.
overall, the 30th overall.
He might be smaller. DeJuan Jones is 6'8".
Let's say
So
they
that's
give
stuck
up
in
the
my
10th
head.
overall and the 30th overall
6'8",
for
375.
3,
Fucking
and they
huge.
take Jalen Carter.
At 3?
So no, he pitched this to me earlier, and I don't hate that because
They're not going to give that up.
10 and 30. I mean,
They're not going to give that up.
no, because they're probably going to.
They're going into the league with Rashad Penny, Boston Scott, and Kenneth Gainwell.
You can get good guys in the
They
second,
could have
third
signed
round.
Miles Sanders for 6, and they didn't do it.
Kareem Hunt's still out there.
What if they drafted Bijan?
Well, we're gonna talk about Kareem Hunt later.
What if they drafted Bijan at 10?
At 10? That'd be so bad. Don't.
Why?
He's not
he's
top
not
10.
worth
He's not
it.
top 10.
He's not even close.
You should tag that, spot that, and say
he's-
that Bijan is not worth a top 10 pick.
He's not.
Bijan
Oh, yeah.
is not worth a top 10
Cox came
pick.
back. Fletcher Cox came back.
Oh yeah, he did.
He re-signed.
Okay,
this
I
year.
did not know that. That is my bad.
No, Bijan's not.
Yeah,
worth a top
they're
10
not
pick.
taking
He's
Carter.
not worth a top 10 pick. Thank you.
So what do you think Arizona should do, KJ?
Do you think they're
Arizona
gonna go-
needs to stay there, and they need to take Will Anderson.
I mean, I agree with that.
Or a quarterback?
Now, okay, hold on. Now, well, in the scenario that, the Panthers draft CJ, right? They draft Stroud, right? Because that's our consensus one. QB1.
Yes.
So if they draft Stroud and the Texans lose,
I
their
don't know if
guy-
I mean, Bryce Young
Anthony
is better
Richardson.
than you guys.
Bryce Young?
No, he's not.
Man.
I'll take Hendon Hooker all day over Bryce Young. I'm sorry.
I mean, I love C.J. Stroud, obviously Ohio State boy.
I'll take Anthony Richardson.
Why are you changing
over,
now?
Over Bryce
I'm not changing. The more and more film I watch,
Bryce Young.
So it's kind of the same thing with me and like Anthony Richardson.
I'll take Stetson Bennett over Bryce Young.
I disagree.
If you had to start a team,
Stetson
I politely
Bennett.
disagree.
if you had to start a team right now, who would you
Politely.
take?
I politely disagree.
Bryce Young or
What
Lamar
is this?
Jackson?
Who is this guy? He's not even the same guy.
I politely disagree. I'm not the host. I don't need to be the same guy.
What do you mean?
It's all about you, bro.
Mr. Controversial,
No,
I guess we see.
No.
as,
So here's the thing.
no.
Okay, hold on. I had an argument last week, right, with you guys.
Yeah.
And the statement was that defense can take you over the hump, but a quarterback is what gets you through the playoffs, is what I personally believe. So if a defense is what takes you to the playoffs and the quarterback's what gets you through the playoffs, Bryce Young's just got to check down. So if he is a very good game manager, a.k.a. Alex Smith, I think that it's capable. Any team can build around Bryce Young. Bryce Young is consistent, he's accurate, and he doesn't turn the ball
But
over.
he's Baker Mayfield.
Oof.
He's a game manager.
Baker Mayfield's not a game manager.
Baker Mayfield had a better
Okay, so
arm.
he's
Baker
Jimmy-
Mayfield is
Ryan
someone who
Tannehill.
thinks he's better than
Ryan
he is.
Tannehill, Jimmy
Baker
G.
Mayfield.
I literally said Alex Smith,
Moving
and you
over.
guys are just picking
Okay,
different
but
quarterbacks.
How many,
He's
how many
definitely
Super
not
Bowls?
Alex Smith.
How many Super Bowls did
Right.
Alex Smith win? How many times did they go to the playoffs? There's
He's
a
got
reason.
one. He went to one Super Bowl.
Okay, did he
that
win
was
it?
with,
He might actually went to two Super Bowls. I think he
But
went
this
with
is
KC
this is
also.
so with Alex,
But he
Mahomes
with Andy
rookie year.
Reid as his head
Well,
coach.
no, they didn't go to
there's
Super
a
Bowl,
reason
did they?
why they moved on from Alex Smith because he couldn't get over that.
one more
hump.
time.
There's a reason why Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs moved on from Alex Smith for Patrick Mahomes because they couldn't. They knew
Again,
he could not get over that.
This is
hump.
the Aaron Rodgers argument. There's a lot of quarterbacks that can't get over that hump that are great all times. Oh, let me just think. Dan Marino.
Oh.
Dan Marino, yeah, he's
Zero
the best.
Super Bowl rings, one of the best quarterbacks of all time.
Hold
and
on.
you're going to make that argument.
But in Brandon's
wait,
eyes,
there's more.
Hold on, but in Brandon's eyes, that wouldn't be the case because he doesn't have any rings.
Bryce Young is not Alex Smith. Bryce Young is not Dan
Wait, hold
Marino.
on. That's his actual argument that Dan
Yeah.
Marino is not one of the greatest.
Well,
quarterbacks
not
of
just
all
that, Damer. Just his general thing is how many Super Bowl rings do you have?
So like Brian Hoyer has all these Super Bowl rings with the
Right, so
Patriots.
he's better than Baker, better than Alex
That's
Smith,
why-
better than Dan Marino.
That's why he can't be on the show. That's
Hold on. No. Hold on. Now, here's the issue, right?
That's retarded.
It's not about when I say greatest of all
retard
time.
alert.
When I say greatest of all time, I say accolades or records.
Retard alert, class.
Sorry, we had to finish that.
I say accolades and records or rings.
Okay.
Those are what make you a great. And before
Yeah,
Tom
dude.
Brady, Dan Marino owned the record book.
Yeah, 100%.
There's not a
But-
record that Dan Marino did not own. And name me a Dan Marino wide receiver. Name me one. Come on.
But I'm just
I don't-
Somebody, name me a wide receiver from Dan Marino's era.
You're fine. I get it.
hold on.
I like Dan Marino.
I'm just saying, as Brandon's argument is, Hoyer is
He had
better
two
than
good wide
Marino
receivers,
because
by
of
way.
the
You don't
rings.
know him.
What's that?
He had two good wide receivers. You don't know him.
I mean,
I hate Ryan.
because he's old as shit.
Art Encyclopedia. Thank you.
Nice.
So what do you view about Drew Brees then? Is Drew Brees kind of the same echelon as Aaron Rodgers for you?
Yeah, they're the same
That's a
guys.
really good.
They're the same guys.
Whoa. The same guy?
Johnny, let me swing
No,
that
hold
to
on.
you.
Now, when
No.
you say that, when I say they're the same guys, hold on.
Yeah,
when I
okay,
say they're the
please.
same guys,
I will
let me extrapolate that. What I'm
Okay.
saying is that they are both very good quarterbacks who know how to protect the ball, who are capable of taking their team to the next level.
Side note,
Not saying
Alex,
they're actually the same guys. They play different games all around.
Alex Smith has never won a Super Bowl.
I think he has a Super Bowl ring with KC.
No, he got traded before they won the Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Because he went to San
He's
Fran.
been to two.
He went to, he didn't go to San Fran.
He lost with San Francisco
He went
because
to
Colin Kaepernick
Washington,
didn't beat the Ravens.
Yeah.
and he broke his, he went to Washington.
And I think he was there with Kansas City, and they lost that year also. He's been to two.
Yeah.
But I'm not, my point was Alex Smith is very good game manager, and I think Bryce Young is capable of doing similar things. Now, maybe Bryce Young's better. Who knows? We don't know.
But I'm
Stop
not,
it, Ryan.
I'm
I
not taking-
understand the wide receivers. I knew these guys wouldn't know it.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
not taking a.
Stop it, Ryan. Sorry.
I'm not taking a game manager at 1 overall. I'm sorry.
No.
I don't care who you are.
But
You
my
could be
point
Tom
is, if
Brady's
you're
son, I'm
a
not
team
taking
that
you
is
at
set
number
up for success and all you need is someone to protect the ball and make the right decisions.
I would take Baker Mayfield over Bryce Young.
Well, there's a team that actually did that. And their
So
name is
can
Tampa Bay.
Anthony Richardson do that?
I would take Anthony Richardson over Bryce Young.
I think Anthony Richardson can just be as good as Bryce Young as a game manager, but he can also extend plays
No,
with
he's
his
not a
feet.
game manager. Anthony
he
Richardson
could.
is a guy
He could be.
that will take more risks.
Okay, so where do you
And
rank?
he leans on his feet before he leans on his arm.
I can't believe Bryce Young's
So
won for you.
where's CJ Stroud?
I didn't say that. I just said it's
Absolutely.
arguably between the two, and someone has to stand up in this freaking podcast
Awesome.
and
You're
say
just-
that
you're
Bryce Young
contrarian.
is capable.
Okay.
Bryce Young is capable of being the number
Okay.
one and the best in this draft.
Okay, what's this? No, it's just not.
Bryce Young is not going to be the
I bet.
He's not going to be the second best. Not going to be
You
the
see
second.
what flustered.
Yeah,
What you did to Junior
He will
over
not
here?
be the second
I broke
best
the autistic
quarterback
kid.
Oh my God!
in
Look
this
what you
class.
did to our
Bryce
cousin.
Young.
Come on.
All right,
Go look at
what's the
his
next
film.
topic? What's the next topic?
Oh, he wants to move on.
I love you. I love you,
You
Wheels.
get too pressed. You
I
get
love
too
you,
pressed.
Wheels. What's the next topic?
Next topic is who the Lions might take at 6th overall after trading Jeff Okudah.
I love. I love.
What?
Wheels came out the exit.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Train jumped the track again. We got another cleanup in Ohio.
All right, sorry. Can you ask that question one more time?
Callahan Auto.
I apologize.
It's who the Lions might draft at 6th overall after trading away Jeff Okudah.
So, what's our consensus right now? We
My-
have Gonzalez as one overall.
It's
right?
gonna be
the
a
show
corner.
consensus is Christian Gonzalez is the best cornerback in the class. That's
The
why I
show,
have
well,
them.
again,
I mean,
show
the
consensus,
show
not all of
average
ours.
out. I disagree. He's still a good corner.
You have Clark Phillips as your number one.
Yes.
But I believe Ryan agrees with us, so we went majority rules.
That's fine.
We're,
Here's-
we're
I
democracy
like
here.
Witherspoon.
You know?
I like Witherspoon.
You know what's
over
funny
Gonzalez
is
personally,
I say
too.
Witherspoon is going to go. That's why when you said consensus, I agree that the show consensus, when I averaged everything out, it came out to Gonzalez. But I think fitting the system and what happens in Detroit, I think Witherspoon goes to that spot.
So let's spin
Now,
that. So you start with Witherspoon and why he fits the system with Detroit a little bit well more than you know.
I just think
Clark
Witherspoon's
Phillips
athleticism
or-
and his ability to catch up is so much better than Gonzalez's.
Okay, so he's a better zone guy.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's,
I don't know if that's accurate to say. I think he's also very good man-to-man. I think both the guys are very comparable.
He's got real tight
I
man
just think he's a
coverage
little
as
more
well.
accurate.
yeah. So that's
with
kind
the
of
close coverage on the hips and stuff like that. He's very good off the line too. Better
He's
than
good against the
Gonzalez.
run, which I don't think means shit for corners personally.
Well, they
I
don't
really
need that either because
But
they have
he's
very
good
line.
against the run.
It's just an extra grade they like to throw in versus.
That's why I agree with Ryan in that. Like, I think the man coverage is there. When you said zone, I think he's got the man coverage because he's good off the line too. I think Witherspoon has all the intangibles in this situation, and Witherspoon is probably going to be the number one corner off the board. We love Gonzalez, and for you, Clark Phillips will be a steal. I think that's the argument, is that wherever Clark Phillips go, is that he'll be a steal. So, and I love intangibles because there are sometimes the second and third round guys that will get picked, and they'll be the best guy in the draft. We've seen this year in and year out.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I like Clark Phillips. I like Clark Phillips a lot.
but the consensus here is based on the trade with the Okudah, is that they're going to go corner at this spot.
100%.
I would love to see him go Brian Branch because I would
Oh my
love
God,
Brian Branch
that
is capable of doing
high.
both.
I said
Brian
that though. I
Branch.
said they're going to take the best defensive back they feel is available. I said
Yeah.
either Brian Branch, Devin Witherspoon, Christian Gonzalez, Clark Phillips. I just like Christian Gonzalez.
Brian Branch is a safety, so
Yeah, but he would still fit in that system with them. Their secondary, you're losing.
I'm trying to think of who Brian Branch would be. I'm trying to think of like a cop. He's
John Johnson.
He's
a tackle machine.
He's John
No.
Johnson. He's a tackle machine. He
Yeah.
doesn't take a lot of risks. He doesn't get turnovers. He's John Johnson.
John Johnson wasn't
He's
a
a-
box safety.
No.
That's what he is.
This guy's a box safety.
He's your.
John
He
Johnson
is
was
your.
not a box safety.
Brian Branch is a textbook safety. If you look at the way he plays like a textbook.
He
safety.
sucks against the run.
If
If a guy's running straight at him, he cuts him up.
But he's
One cut move.
often in the box, especially on running downs.
that's where he
he's
excels
in the
in.
box. I don't know.
Ryan, we'll move on to this topic. Can you give me a comp? Because you're better with comps than probably all of us.
Derwin James.
There you go. Great. He's right. He's all.
Oh
over
my
it.
God! I don't know if I'd give him that much credit.
He loves him. He
doesn't.
Brian.
I'm not going to say he
love
loves
Derwin
him.
James.
It's just his
I like
intangibles are
Brian
there.
Branch a
He's
lot.
very capable. He never gives up on a
like
play.
him?
I like Brian.
My only
I don't.
issue with Brian Branch is he's not risky.
So he's not a Trayvon Diggs.
He's not a guy that gambles. He's a guy that's more protective at that deep end, which I like that. But there are some people that would prefer a safety that's a little more aggressive.
That's fair. That's fair, Ryan.
I would rather have my corners be a little more aggressive than my safeties because the safeties is a blanket. I mean, the safeties are your...
Safety is not a blanket. You ever seen Polamalu?
But he wasn't a true safety. He was
How many years ago was that?
He was
KJ. Let's be honest. Look at the safeties now.
Isn't there a guy that used to play on the Ravens that was a stud?
Oh my
Ed Reed.
God,
Ed Reed was a safety. Ed Reed was a true safety.
You're showing your age, man. You got a little bit of gray
Ed
going
Reed's
on.
different breed.
This is off topic.
Ed Reed was not a box safety.
But off topic, Sean
like
Taylor,
Honeybadger's a safety
Ed
too,
Reed,
right?
Troy Polamalu, you'd have to pick two.
Wait,
Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu.
Troy Polamalu, Sean Taylor, Ed Reed. You'd have to pick two for safeties.
Ed Reed, Polamalu.
Sean Taylor, Polamalu.
I'll take Sean Taylor and Ed Reed, actually.
Ed Reed, Polamalu.
I would
Sean Taylor, Ed Reed.
I got a guy.
We got bias. I got
a guy.
As much as I love Polamalu,
I got a guy that can attack the box, and I got a guy that's phenomenal.
Savage in the box.
I grew up watching.
Man.
So I grew up watching Polamalu just destroy the Browns.
So did
Every NFL. The dude was a
every
beast.
team.
I fell in love
everybody
with
in this
football
room.
at that moment. Just sitting.
Every
cut
team,
up.
not just the Browns. Every
I know,
team.
Yes.
but that's like the first guy I actually watched.
Hold on, go ask Pat McAfee about it.
But I'm saying that.
Pat McAfee.
We're kicking. That story, dude. That story gets me every time.
All right, what else we got on the docket for today?
We'll talk about Saquon, about what's going on with that. Why he doesn't want to sign.
Woo!
Saquon, in my
I
opinion,
love that he's running with the bag. That's funny as shit.
Saquon is really stupid for not signing because
you dumb.
you've been injury prone for pretty much your entire career, and now a team franchise tagged you, which you're guaranteed that money 100%.
So what? He wants more money?
And now you want more money, but you won't sign with a team that stuck with you through thick and thin.
You guys want to hear something
shitty.
funny?
What?
Hear something funny? So prior to this news coming out, because we just heard this news probably within the last 4 hours, right?
Yes, it was today, yeah.
So I was talking to Ryan on the phone at like 9 a.m. and I go, I'm out on Saquon this year. He's like, what are you talking about? Like, Saquon's still one of the best backs in the league. I go, the thing is, like, when I was doing research on backs, like running backs historically, and what they've produced, and I have a question for you guys, and it'll take me into the next topic, and this is what I told Johnny I was going to bring up during the show. What do you consider a feature back? How many attempts do you consider a feature back to have?
Like season-wide total carries?
Yeah. Well, attempts.
Overall, like receiving, rushing.
Oh, total touches. Oh.
Yes.
No, attempts. Not that attempts, rushing attempts, not receiving.
Okay, so just rushing.
So
Attempts.
like...
Remember we talked about this last week. It's attempts, and then there's touches. Touches include receiving.
Yeah,
I'm
that's...
talking just straight up attempts.
I'd have
What do
to
you
say-
consider a feature back's attempts
per game
on
or
the year?
on the year.
Probably like between like 270 to 300.
You were right. Rob.
You're
That's so far off.
Hold on, you're just.
Go ahead.
This is just rushing. Remember.
I said attempts. He said that.
Well,
I
right.
want between 15 and 20 a game, so I'd probably go 280.
You're
Right,
both way off,
Right.
I mean, 300.
which is crazy, right?
Chubb ran
because I
302.
thought 300 to 325, right? And I
no,
started to
okay.
I started to do research. The number is around 225 to 250.
Really?
That's a feature back. That's a feature back.
For
But
carry.
hold on.
Yeah.
So with that, when was this taken? Because
No, no. This isn't taking anywhere. This is just based on analytical data that I was taking over like Forte, Jonathan Taylor, Derrick Henry, Miles Sanders, like.
Because
So
Matt Forte was a feature back.
Right.
Danny Tomlinson was
These
a
are
feature
guys
back.
that were feature backs, like Derrick Henry, feature back, Saquon, feature back,
Nick Chubb.
Jonathan Taylor, feature back.
Well, I mean,
Didn't
I guess-
do Nick Chubb because
yeah.
Nick Chubb is not a feature back.
so you didn't do like a certain year or time.
No. This is just feature backs, so it's focusing on feature backs. Okay.
So by
Well,
feature
so the
back,
re-
are
So
you
give me a
referring-
second.
Are you referring to bell cow, the guy? Like
yes,
not-
the guy
not-
that plays 3 to majority 4 downs on the field.
So the reason
all the
why I
time.
ask is because, like the past 2-3 years, we'll say there's been a lot more running backs by committees compared to a
Yeah.
bell cow.
Right,
I
where-
agree.
but
That's-
hold
that's-
on.
that's a good statement.
Let's step back to what I was trying to say.
All right.
Saquon's a feature back.
Yes.
None of us here would disagree with Saquon being a
No,
feature back.
100%.
And Ryan
Exactly.
hit the number on the head when I talked to him earlier.
Said,
He
oh,
did say 250.
Okay.
Because the number is around 225 to 250.
Okay.
Okay, so what did Saquon do last year?
Well, so and I have this. I
his-
have
Just
it in
give me
front
the
of
stat. Don't go further.
I think his total carries were high, and he had a bunch of.
I think he
Well,
had
so-
310 attempts.
Hold on.
317?
No. So do you just
Give me
want,
Saquon's attempts last
you just want rushing
last year,
attempts
yes.
295?
Okay.
Oh, shit.
So now, historically, when I was looking at running backs, and Brandon was doing the research while I was talking. So the research we were getting was that historically, guys that may or may not have pushed over 275
Okay.
started to not have a good year the next year. And
Minus
that
Derek.
there may or may not have been injury that might have been upcoming the following year. Now, Saquon had one of the heaviest workloads his entire NFL career.
I agree.
Now,
He when he's on the field, he's
the question is, he wants paid, and I don't disagree. Eckler wants paid. And I think if Josh Jacobs were to hold out, all three of them would get paid. But if
I think
only
those would be
one of them
mistakes.
holds out, it's not a good situation.
Josh Jacobs would get paid before.
They all three need to hold out at the same time, right? Because
Yeah.
it's essentially where you're
a
all
show of
fighting for the
unity.
same.
Yeah, I
yes.
agree.
It's the same with Lamar. If there were other quarterbacks like Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert, and these guys would all hold out at the same time when they're offered a contract, I think someone would get paid no matter
Because
what.
someone's got to give first so that they can ensure their future. I agree.
So-
Right, and I
Sa-
think they need to talk to each other before they all sign contracts. To be
So
honest, if
Sa-
they want to build the unity within that union.
I agree.
So
No, that's fair.
Saquon, 3 out of his 5 years that he's played, his rookie year was 261 rushing attempts. Second year was 217. Third year was his injury, but it was 19. Fourth year was 162.
He got hurt again.
But he didn't play the full season.
Well, he was
correct.
Yeah.
gradually coming back, and then last year was 295. So I would disagree saying that the majority of his career he's been injured, because statistically 2/3 of
I mean, he was injured like a season and a half.
2 out of his
He's only played 5 years.
3 out of his 5 years he's had over 200 attempts.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
the-
Whether
No, I agree
whether
with
he
you.
was
I agree
efficient with
you.
it or not, different story.
I agree with you.
just
But if you
saying-
look at the 275 injured, then you look at the 219 healthy.
what are you doing?
Then you look at the 190 or 160 as you said or
What are you
whatever.
doing over
healthy.
there?
And then you look at the 295.
well, so the one
what's going to
he
happen
was
the
coming
following
back
year?
from his injury.
What's going to happen the following year after 295? So if I'm the team, right? If I'm the Giants,
Okay.
I'm looking at this from a perspective of historically speaking, when we overuse a running back, injury is prevalent.
Derrick Henry is kind of the oddball currently.
Derrick Henry is an anomaly. He's a 6'4" linebacker.
Christian McCaffrey is the guy that is.
Christian McCaffrey has never rushed
No.
the ball over 200 times
No.
a season.
He gets.
Yes, last
You're
year,
thinking
yet he's
fantasy.
deemed
last year
injury
244.
and
But
yet-
you're
and
thinking
he-
fantasy because of the receiving yard.
and yet he's
Oh,
deemed
no,
injury
well,
prone.
hold on. So last year Christian McCaffrey had 244 rushing attempts.
Historically speaking, what has he had prior?
The year before, again coming back from injury and re-injuring, and the year before that was also injury, was 99, 59 respectively.
Go prior.
2019 was 287. 2018
Injured. He got injured the following year.
the year before
287.
that was 219, and his rookie year was 117.
Okay. Well,
So he's only had 3 years of over 200 carries, and one of the years he got injured the following year, didn't play for 2 years.
So with that being
Essentially,
said,
he played some.
with that being said, before I go into another player, would you rather have Zeke, or I'm sorry, would you rather have CMC, or would you rather have Saquon?
To be honest, I'm not touching either with a 10.
I'll take CMC.
if you have to, if
I would
have
draft.
To take one,
I would draft.
Well, hold on. If we have to take one, right? If we
Right.
have to take one,
The
we can take
Giants don't
Cardinals.
have to take one; they can draft.
But I'm just
He's
saying,
saying like if you have a team, you stuck. These are your two options.
CMC.
I agree.
More versatile. He's
Seems-
utilized. You can utilize him in the pass game more than you can utilize him in the run game.
He does everything Saquon does except he's a little shiftier. Now I think Saquon can run the middle.
I was gonna say
Hold on,
Saquon's a
hold
little
on,
bigger.
hold
Okay,
on.
okay.
Saquon can run the middle easier because he's bigger, but CMC can do that.
so Saquon has an inch on CMC, but he also has
Whoa!
28 pounds.
Yo, we just said that he's a little bigger,
Yeah.
And he-
Whoa!
No,
and-
20,
and
28
that's
pounds
very
bigger.
racist of you to say Saquon has an inch.
Jesus Christ, unbelievable.
No, that's not big enough.
We're trying to keep a family-friendly show here.
I
and
know.
You're talking
So-
about
talk
inches.
about inches
Unbelievable.
in the middle
You're
Well-
of all
disgusting.
things.
So here's so,
Uh-oh, retard alert. Retard alert, class.
so Zeke would be another anomaly. Ezekiel Elliott, it would be another anomaly.
Right. Well, we all
So
know
is Nick
Zeke.
Chubb. Nick Chubb's
Go-
an anomaly.
Well, explain why you
Well,
say.
actually,
Explain. Hold on. Explain why you're saying anomaly.
Well, so even the past, Pollard's been in the league 2 years.
Yes,
Pollard's overrated.
So
Shit.
I'm gonna go from Zeke's rookie year in 2016.
that's fine. Give me the temps. Go ahead.
322,
Gosh dang.
Ridiculous, and that's when he pretty much got his contract. Essentially, he's based off his rookie.
242, 304,
My
301,
Oh my God.
244, 237, 231.
Right. So he's around that 250 to 270 with the feature back.
Right.
But when you go look at
Forte,
Forte's only broke 300 once. When you go look at Gore, I think he's only broke 300 twice. Like, when you go look at these guys that are literally, historically speaking,
Gore,
and actually Derrick Henry, I think, only broke 300 once.
You know,
also.
I wonder what, like, the greats were.
3 times, Derrick Henry.
This is my
Over
biggest
300.
thing
And
with-
literally, we all know that offense runs through Derrick Henry.
Right.
Yes.
Like, there's literally no other part of that offense.
That's the same thing you could say about the Giants last year.
Right. Well, but here's my thing with Zeke is even with the last 2 years being a PCL issue and Pollard being worked in more, he had more touches than what the average of 225 attempts are.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I first off, I'm not a Zeke hater. Okay.
Oh, I know.
The original question, right?
Yeah.
Zeke signing for $10 million, it's stupid in my mind.
Saquon.
Yes.
Okay.
Saquon not signing his franchise tag is stupid in my mind.
I agree.
Because you are 27. He'll be 27 by season start.
26.
He's 26 right now.
Yeah.
62
You'll be
days.
27
Oh, all right. Well, he'll be 27
by season start.
Yeah.
And if you don't sign this franchise tag and you sit, ask
Le'Veon
Le'Veon Bell how that
Bell.
feels.
Yeah, because
You know who?
He made less money and then got phased out in 2 years.
Okay, so hold on, because I don't know. So off the top, I don't know. So let me get this. Sorry, Wheeler. If he doesn't sign, right, he's not going to sign for what? It's just mini camps. If he doesn't sign before the draft, do you think they draft a running back?
Yeah.
I think they do too.
Not in the first 2 rounds.
And I think
No.
they tell him to kick rocks.
Not in the first 2 rounds.
And you know what? They're going to find. They're going to find quality
who they're
running
gonna
backs
find?
later on.
Abanikanda.
Abanikanda.
Yes,
Stop it! We all love Abanikanda.
Muhammad Ibrahim.
You know what? That wouldn't be a bad situation.
No, it wouldn't.
Because you would get
Because he could
Ibrahim
run.
in around the 4th or 5th round.
Yeah, well, he
No, Ibrahim was going to drop because of his age. Ibrahim is only 2 years younger than Saquon.
Yeah, well, his age and his injury.
But going back to Saquon,
Shaquan?
he's missed 21 games in 5 years.
You know
That's
what?
a lot of time.
I want to find
That's a
out
lot of time.
how many games has Nick Chubb missed?
Nick
Because
Chubb,
Nick
hold on.
Chubb,
He averages missing 3 games a year.
and he perpetually has over 200 carries each year. He's closer.
Last year was his largest year ever.
He's missed 6 games in 5 years.
Well, hold on.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's
But here's the thing: is that Saquon has been in a committee for the most part, except last year when they purposely.
Saquon was not in.
Or
a
I'm
committee.
sorry, not
Nick Chubb.
Chubb.
Yes.
Chubb has, but Chubb still has a bunch of carries.
So his rookie year in 2018 was 192, then 298.
This is Chubb.
Yes.
Okay.
190, 228, and then last year was 302.
Okay.
But last year was his true
He
year.
broke 300 last
Yeah.
So
year.
that's why I was looking at
Bec-
this. I'm like, he's going to get hurt now.
Because
that you
Chubb
say that.
or Hunt was only utilized first 2 weeks really.
There's
Hold
a
on.
difference. So here's the
Not
difference,
even
right?
really,
Right.
yeah.
Here's the difference between Nick Chubb and Saquon.
Yeah.
Nick Chubb is just utilized when they need to utilize him. Saquon is the guy.
Right.
Like, it's weird that Nick Chubb actually had over 300 carries last year. It kind of
Would you
shocks
say
me.
that CMC in San Francisco now isn't going to be the guy because they go by committee often?
No.
No,
So-
I would still say he's the guy.
Because he's paid.
Kareem had,
No, it's because his utilization all around that offensive line.
Okay.
Kareem had 123 attempts last year.
We rushed the ball almost 500 times.
I don't
last
even
year.
remember him rushing
geez.
that much.
Yeah.
Well, he
would
didn't
remember-
towards the last part of the season. He had 5 rushes
Yeah.
in 5 games.
I would
at the
think,
end of the season.
Yeah, I would think that he had like
I mean,
50 touches.
and before that, so let's go back to where he initially signed with the Browns real quick. So he signed with the Browns in 2019.
That's a good segue.
He got suspended, obviously. He came out of suspension. He rushed the ball 43 times for 179 yards, 2 touchdowns. But I'm just going to read the times. The next year, 2020, he rushed the ball 198 times for 841 yards. The year after that, he got injured right before Nick Chubb went down. He rushed the ball 78 times for 386 yards. This year, he rushed the ball for 123 times for 468 yards. So Kareem Hunt hasn't been used that much other than 1 year.
Right, and this year was his utilization was fairly decent,
Yes.
but his yards per carry was the lowest it's ever been in his career.
Yeah, I don't-
this was
I-
also
but-
with the whole trade talk and everything at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, but I
that
don't.
they wanted.
he
they-
wanted re-signed.
And
from
what did
the
I
beginning
tell
of the
you
year.
guys from the beginning of the year is that I think Kareem is reserving himself because he doesn't want to get injured because of signing.
He
next
might be,
year.
but if you actually
But
look
I think
at
that hurt him.
yeah, but if you
I
look at
think
his
so, too.
stats, he didn't do much.
No, he didn't.
Well, that's why I'm saying it
he
hurt
left
him.
a lot to be desired because what are teams looking at, like you said? So he reserved himself, but that's going to hurt you because you're showing what you did. He didn't do much. And I think Browns fans need to come to realization that, yeah, he's a hometown kid, but if you actually go research and look at his stats, he wasn't that great for us. And I think that's where people have a hard time deciphering from being a
poor
fan.
take.
But if you really look at the stats, what did he do?
But okay, so realistically,
he was a change of pace back.
He was, and but that's what his role was going to be.
And he had,
and it wasn't expensive to get him to Cleveland.
He was cheap as shit because nobody else wanted him, right? But
not with the PR.
John Dorsey was like, "Listen here, buddy boy, you're going to come on back. I'm going to bring you back in," and he brought him in. Do you think if Kareem Hunt was the guy, or even say him and Chubb flip scripts, right? He does what Chubb did?
No.
I don't know if he
Chubb,
does.
Chubb is a downhill
pure runner.
No,
Kareem Hunt was violent.
There's definitely a difference between Nick Chubb.
I agree. That's what I'm saying.
And so Kareem Hunt's more of a receiving back. On average, he received 35 times
also would disagree
per
with
season.
I think Nick Chubb is capable of being a receiving back. We just don't utilize him that way. We
No,
utilize Kareem Hunt as a change of pace back, and that was the purpose for it.
So Nick Chubb's 40 time is 4.52.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't a fast guy.
And when we talked earlier with Ryan, in our group chat, he said Kareem Hunt was 4.62. So
he ran a 4.6 at the 40 at the combine. Really?
So a tenth of a second difference.
That's crazy.
But as we've talked, Kareem runs
more violent. It's the way they run. That's the difference. Nick Chubb, I refer to as a bowling ball back.
I call him a bull. I love that man.
So he just rushes through the line, punches through it, bounces off tackles type of thing. Whereas
Nick Chubb or Kareem Hunt?
No, Nick Chubb.
Okay.
Kareem Hunt is more of a...
Hunt just falls forward.
Yeah. Hunt is more of a put his foot in the ground and shift.
He can
get
break contact, but if he's going down, he's falling forward. And I love that about him.
But Nick Chubb, it takes usually it takes more than one guy to bring down.
So then we're all in agreement then that Hunt has lost a step.
Yes, I would have to say yes. Okay. Or he just like KJ said, he reserved himself, which is going to hurt him. But the problem is who has paid running backs this offseason other than tagging? So if you go to actual signing of running backs, who have paid running backs this year?
So you know what's funny is that Spot Track, Speed Track, whatever the fuck it's
Spot
called.
Track.
The Spot Rack.
They had Kareem Hunt valued at $7 million a year, 2-year contract, $14 million. There's not a single running back this year
that's
gotten paid that outside of a franchise.
It's 6 and 6.5.
6? Yes. Yeah.
So here's the funny thing with Chubb's stats last year.
I'll show you some Chubb stats.
Of the 5 we just talked about, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry being the outlier, Ezekiel Elliott, and Christian McCaffrey, Chubb had the highest average rushing yards per attempt. He had 5.05.
Love that.
Is that over 100 rushes?
No, that's the whole season last year.
That's over 100 rushes.
For his 302 attempts.
J.K. Dobbins didn't rush 100 times.
No, I'm just saying. I said only between.
I'm just saying.
I said with those 5 people. I didn't bring J.K. in.
I'm just saying. J.K. was averaging like 7 yards a carry.
J.K. is a bum knee, so keep going.
J.K. is just a kind of a laughing joke right now.
And when Chubb caught the ball, he averaged 6.46 yards.
So Chubb can't catch the ball, and that's why I hate this argument where as Kareem Hunt, Chubb can't catch the ball.
Yes, he can.
It's such a stupid argument. They just don't utilize him that way.
Watch the games at the end of the year. We all said that. They utilized him.
So I'm sorry to bring this up. The reason why I asked the question for a feature back was the simple fact that I don't value Saquon in this situation.
Are you making a trade in chat right now?
And I just asked her who she would trade in Dynasty. Is there someone she would trade?
I love that. I love that you're doing this right now.
I would have to agree with you, KJ. I mean, why would you throw money at a guy
who's almost 27 years old, who's injury prone, and just ran almost 300 times last year? And if you look at his touches, because I'm sure his touches is way more than his attempts, obviously, because he catches the ball.
So his touches.
I'm assuming it's over 300.
So he had 57 receptions.
Yeah, so he's touched the ball 340 times almost.
So 352.
Who?
Saquon. Total
57 touches, 295.
Yeah, that's a lot of catches.
That's a lot. It's a lot of touches in general for one player.
Ryan.
That's one player.
This is Saquon, Ryan, not Hunt.
Yeah. No, Hunt historically has not been utilized, and the thing with Hunt is that if I were a team, this is gonna sound really controversial.
Oh, okay.
I would have zero issues signing Hunt and drafting a guy and letting Saquon go.
I would too.
I would too.
Because if I could sign Hunt for $7 to $8 million, save $2 million, sign a guy in the third or fourth round.
Fuck Saquon, dude.
Like Ryan says this all the time, running backs are a dime a dozen, but he loves Saquon. I would actually like to hear from Ryan. Would you take that as the Giants? Would you sign Saquon? Or not? Would you sign Kareem Hunt? Let Saquon walk and draft a running back.
No. Yeah, because guess what? Saquon's not going to find a team that's going to pay him the money he wants.
Yes, because you can still use Hunt as your change of pace back. If you even want to do that, and you can go draft a dude that's going to run between the tackles. Oh, love that.
You can draft like someone like Zach Charbonnet or Evans.
Yes.
Those two guys run very physical, whereas your change of pace could actually be Kareem Hunt.
So, Evans ran almost as fast as Saquon on the 40. Saquon had a 4.40. Charbonnet had a 4.4.
I mean,
well, so here's the thing.
Evans had a 4.42.
Canada.
Right, and we're talking about physicality. So like Charbonnet is a very physical runner.
Yes.
Abanikanda you're going to get in the third round, and he's going to be a value. We all love Abanikanda, but he's not a second round pick.
Bye, Ryan. I love you.
He should be, but he won't be. He should be a second round pick.
He could be.
He's like the 5th to 6th receiver, and by the way, he was like 15th until we started talking about him.
Abanikanda?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
That's all these guys.
We're
We've been
hitting
super
on
high.
people left and right, by the way.
Xavier Hutchinson.
We talked about dudes 2 months ago that they're just now getting hot about, but it's okay. It's all
so
right.
what else we got on the docket today? Because I think we've abused running backs at this point.
No,
at least
that's
Saquon and
that's
Kareem Hunt. Let's talk about what are the Browns going to do in the situation.
Well, I was gonna say.
We'll get to that.
Well, you asked. Well, I'm just saying. You asked. You asked someone in the chat. You asked someone in the chat who would you trade in Dynasty?
Yeah, she said I want any solid wide receiver.
So, but I'm just saying of us four.
So I do have something for you guys, but I'll give that in a minute.
Okay.
Love the cutoff.
Your shirt.
Anyways, so let's talk about the Browns real quick because we have to talk about what happened with Perrion Winfrey.
Allegedly.
So what happens here in this situation with the Browns with Perrion? I know.
So
with the Browns.
So judging by obviously he's a D tackle, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, allegedly.
He is capable of playing D end. In the Senior Bowl, he played D end, and that's why the Browns drafted him, was because of his Senior Bowl.
Okay. That's fair. That's a fair statement.
He's from Cincinnati, isn't he?
No, he's from Oklahoma.
I don't know.
I will look that up here.
$5.
He's from Oklahoma because we drafted 2 players.
That's right. Hold my dick.
He's from Oklahoma.
So Oklahoma and Iowa Western were his colleges.
Yeah, but we drafted him from Oklahoma. He literally got drafted out of Oklahoma.
Maybe I'm thinking about the center that we drafted from Cincy then.
Yeah, the kid that got hurt immediately.
Yeah.
That's not great.
So going back to what you said with Perrion Winfrey.
So because he can play outside, which I don't know, man. Anyway, the Browns think he can play outside.
Right, and that was and I think this hurts us because this to me is a two game suspension. I think he was supposed. Jesus Christ! One more monster. Give me one more monster. I think he was supposed. No, there's zero energy. It's all alcohol. I think he was.
Those are booze.
Have you had one yet?
No, that's hilarious.
It's dangerous. They taste just like a monster.
Are they delicious? How good are they?
We're not sponsored. Let's not talk about it on air.
Yeah, it's Onster. there's no M there.
You like White Monster too, right?
Yeah, I do. Oh no way.
All right.
Something that doesn't taste like it. Okay, I'll go back to what I was going to say, Johnny.
Yeah.
So Perrion Winfrey, to supplement his position, I think he's going to be suspended for 2 games.
I'm sorry, I didn't know you were drinking. That's hilarious.
And in this situation,
it's all the booze.
In this situation, I think this hurts the Browns because they went out and got a defensive tackle.
Yeah. He was off.
And he was going to be the Jadeveon Clowney. He was going to solidify that other edge. I think that was the attempt.
Ooh, that's dangerous.
Just like the regular, right?
I don't know if he would be suspended just because
he's going to get suspended just because the league is locking down on all this bullshit. Joe Mixon's going to be suspended. Perrion Winfrey's going to be suspended. Alvin Kamara's going to be suspended. Yes. All these guys are going to lose games.
Alvin Kamara lose half the season.
Kamara should be suspended regardless.
It doesn't matter. And even if you are correct 100% and you didn't do a damn thing, you're going to get suspended because the league is saying, hey.
The conduct policy.
Yes.
Yep.
So all of these guys, minimum 2 games.
And
Kamara's probably minimum 6.
And it's even just allegations, right? Because with Deshaun,
it
was strictly allegations.
There literally was no evidence against Deshaun. It was just people didn't like him.
Well, so
that's true. I guess that is true.
Well, you
actually,
got Dalvin Tomlinson. You signed.
Yes.
Okoro.
Yeah.
But both those guys are middles.
No, Okoro is a DN.
Yeah.
Dalvin Tomlinson's a D
I forgot
tackle.
about Tomlinson. I like him in the middle. You're going to end up drafting a D tackle.
So with the conduct policy,
You're going to go end. Whatever's better at that position in the 4th round.
And you got Taven Bryan from
round.
Indianapolis.
We don't have 1, 2, or 3.
Right.
No, we have a third round.
Well, yeah, I would say third. We don't.
No,
have
third's next year. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but
third
so
round.
then
No,
here's
we traded.
No, we trade our second this year for Elijah Moore in the
Yes, we have a third. You're right.
So
Man, who the hell
so then
is gonna
here's
take
my
a 3?
thing is
Who's the best edge available? At 3?
even though he's not in the NFL yet, and I know Aaron Donald didn't have anything happen at a practice when he was just trying to give 2 helmets back to players.
Yeah, Aaron Donald. Yeah, right. That was at practice.
But
so
hold on.
completely.
So Jalen Carter. That was a lot more serious than grabbing someone's hand.
2 people died.
As far as we know, with Perrion Winfrey.
You know what?
Would Jalen Carter get suspended, even though he's not in the NFL, but because
the court case isn't settled yet? Ooh.
Well,
shit yourself.
well, not
No, it's this chair.
Oh
not
my
only
God. I
that,
thought for sure you dropped your
not
your
because
guts.
the court case is settled, but just because of the conduct.
That's
He
a good
knows.
question.
Everyone knows that he is an NFL player, pretty much. He's just not in the NFL.
Jalen Carter.
He's not in the NFL currently.
Because
would
the
he
court
be
case
treated
isn't
that
settled
way?
yet. So he's going to come into the league. I agree with that.
Would he
That's
be
a fair
treated that
question.
way because just like someone that's a minor get with certain charges, they're treated as an adult?
He will not be treated as a
We got Thule.
No.
I'm saying even though he's in college and not in the NFL, he is going to be a first rounder.
looking at Zach
Would he
Harrison in
get
the third
treated
for the
as if
Browns?
he was already in the NFL and get suspended?
No.
Man, I didn't actually
Why not?
watch him, and I wanted to.
No,
Because his stuff is much more serious.
Based on what his stuff, he literally didn't do anything.
Street racing and fled a scene.
Street racing is not against the conduct policy.
I mean, but
It's causing
Off-field
fleeing
action.
the scene is a felony.
It's an off-the-field action.
But we're also talking that he didn't flee the scene. He actually went over there and literally said, "Here's what happened. Here's my testimony." So like they're saying he fled the scene. That's what he's being tried
Is Anna drunk
for.
too?
I said of value, and she gives me Skoronic.
Oh man, it's dirty.
That's not a value.
I can
player.
understand it, but we'll talk about that in a minute.
But what I'm saying about Jalen Carter is, one, he's not in the NFL. You don't get suspensions usually from college. It's only NFL conduct. And I don't think if you look at the NFLPA, they cannot attach anything prior to you being in the NFL.
I didn't know that, so that's
They did it
that's
with
good.
Baker when he ran from the cops for being drunk and all that.
No, Baker's never been suspended.
Jameis Winston
No,
with
he
the
He
crab
never
legs.
got suspended.
Jameis
for
Winston
that.
did the crab legs after he
That's
went.
what I'm
That
talking
was in
about.
college, and they suspended him in college.
Okay.
But that's what I'm talking about. Is the NFL has never suspended a
No,
player coming out of
I'm
college
agreeing
for
with
college
you.
conduct.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Even if people die, man.
He didn't kill anybody.
I mean,
He was involved in the
in
situation.
another car.
I mean,
So in the third round, you can take Zach.
God forbid I
Harrison.
drive past 2 street racers and they crash and I was at the scene of a crime and went
no,
home.
you know that's
God
different.
forbid.
You
God
know-
forbid.
You know that's bullshit.
So in the third round, you have Zach Harrison and Tuli Tuipulotu at edge. Which I know you like Tuli.
I didn't watch. He was. on the list to
Tuipulotu is pretty
watch.
good. I love Tuipulotu, but the problem with Tuipulotu, it's weird. It's a weird last name.
Isaiah McGuire out of.
I think there's a lot of
Missouri. I
depth.
like him
We've
too.
talked about this, right? It's a defensive draft. There's a lot of depth at defense. But I'd like to. I just want to bring that up with the Browns because I think that changes their third round pick.
Do you think that? So obviously he's going to get suspended. It does change their third round pick. Who do you think that we're going, or what position do you think that we're going to try?
I think they're going to have to go D tackle or D end.
I mean, before the suspend or before the allegation.
I think we're going corner.
Yeah, I was going to say secondary.
In the third.
Safety, corner.
Listen, if they would have gotten Clark Phillips, I would have probably been like shooting in my pants.
He's not going in the third, buddy. He's
No.
going to be a second round pick.
He's going to be way early.
We'll see.
He's
We'll
the first
see.
round. He's the first round.
We'll see.
talent.
There's 5 corners ranked above him on most people's boards, so we'll
That's
see.
all right.
But
Wrong.
I think you have to we have to keep in mind is the tackles we've talked about. We've talked about a shit ton of tackles going in the first round possibly. And then if they don't go in the first round, a lot of these guys get moved up. No, offensive tackles. Ooh. And a lot of these guys move up and they go in the second round, like your Jawan Jones and stuff like that. I think there's a possibility that a guy like Clark Phillips makes it to the third round, which is why I told you that there's it's a value pick. But if someone gets him, that's a fun. If you think he's the best corner in this draft, that is a value pick.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
So that's what happens.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
here. Hold on.
So we have them going defensive line, obviously now, not linebacker. I could see him maybe going linebacker too, before this all happened, but.
Not after they signed Walker.
Let's just look at D tackles.
Yeah, I guess.
But
I forgot we signed
is there
Walker.
anything else that's on the docket that we have yet to talk about?
Nope. We're good.
That's it, Johnny?
Yeah.
How about they mean well?
You could do meme.
You want to do your meme well?
I
mean, that would have been closer with
nice.
Odell's talk.
Hey, it's on you, baby.
We can always make it back to Odell. I'm not opposed to that.
So, this is perfect because speaking of fantasy football, on the left you have every OBJ manager right now.
Sell high, baby. Sell high.
Yeah. Are you sure you want to confirm putting Odell on the trade block? Yes. Yeah.
Get rid of him now.
The highest right now is what he'll ever be. And then the other one is over under 50 catches this season for OBJ, and it's OBJ standing wide open in the end zone watching Lamar run the ball. And it's Odell's face over Will Smith's Fresh Prince.
I wish they would have put Mark Andrews right next to him.
Oh, they should have, because Mark Andrews,
he would also be wide open in the end zone.
Yeah, trade Mark Andrews and trade OBJ.
So, do you think that Odell's going to have the same outgoing as AB did with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
What's that?
Oh, when he gets pissed off, he gets hurt again, and he takes his jersey and shit off, and he stomps off?
Yeah.
No, because I don't think he's that crazy. I think AB was actually, messed up. I think OBJ is a sociopath.
OBJ is...
OBJ knows what he's doing.
OBJ wants the ball.
Let's have fun with this, right?
He's an entertainer. He knows what he's doing.
Here's who OBJ is. It's Des Bryant. The only difference between OBJ and Des Bryant is Des Bryant was a head case and had better talent.
I would have to agree. Yeah.
Oh, man.
He produced.
You know what's crazy? I like OBJ's. I think he has more skill overall. Des Bryant was able to show it for longer.
So this is my thing with
OBJ. You know
what's
funny?
No.
If you look at what was that show that they did where they measured the players' talents and their abilities, and then
the sports analytics show or whatever.
That was
cool as shit.
Did you know Des Bryant had the best eye to catch ratio? So he'd turn the ball and he would catch the ball faster and better than anybody.
I did not.
So his response was boom, caught.
Reaction
boom,
time.
Caught. His reaction time.
Show me
so
the data.
It was better than anybody.
I did not know
in the league.
Is that what the show's called?
I searched sports
cool.
analytics.
It was like prior to Amazon getting into the game.
Oh, okay.
It was crazy.
Oh, yeah, they used to show it on ESPN.
I
can't remember the show, but that was a good show.
Yeah, and he was one of those guys that had the best reaction time in the NFL.
You know what? I wasn't.
You're right. It was reaction time. He had the best reaction time in the NFL.
So my biggest gripe with OBJ is you take out the one-handed catch.
What is his career?
Exactly. And
what is his career?
I mean, he gave us a nice
I know
logo.
that's our logo, but I'm just going to say, if you take out that catch...
That's not our logo.
It's just a shadow or
what is
a silhouette
wrong with you
of
guys?
someone.
That's not our logo.
That's me over Steve.
Is that a copyrighted thing?
Maybe.
It's in black and white.
No,
that's not our logo.
It's just a silhouette.
That's just a silhouette of a football player catching a ball with the defender falling down. That's it.
It's just similar to things, guys.
Yeah.
It's allegedly.
Yeah.
Come
it's
on.
Not our logo.
Allegedly.
Don't read too much into it. Come on.
Yeah. What the fuck is wrong with you people?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Not our logo.
Allegedly.
That's getting cut. All right. Love you guys.
Anything
else?
That's all I got.
You got nothing else?
I got nothing else.
Nothing else.
No,
all right.
Good.
Yeah, so then, who is one person that you would trade in your trade? Just
hold
fantasy
on.
football.
I got something for you, Johnny.
All right.
I got something for you. Talk to Ryan about this.
Who would I trade for Saquon?
Hold on.
But Ryan's not in the chat.
All right. So I don't care if Ryan's not in the chat. This is a great trade.
Open up my sleeper.
All right. So Ryan had brought up a trade, and who wins this trade? Right.
Okay.
So it's Justin Jefferson.
Okay. The jet plane. JJ the jet
plane.
Okay.
For Saquon, a 2024 second, Kenneth Gainwell, and Marquise Brown.
Ooh.
Who wins in this trade? Justin Jefferson for Saquon Barkley, a 2024 second, Kenneth Gainwell, and Marquise Brown.
Oh,
Give me your thoughts, Steve.
I'm keeping JJ.
Give me your thoughts, Steve. One at a time.
Ah, man. You know what's funny?
Give me a zoom in on Steve, Johnny.
You know. So as a fantasy owner, at least formerly, I make that trade.
Co-owner.
I make that trade. And you know why I move on from JJ? Hold on.
I was gonna say, which side are you talking about?
I would take, and we just shit on Saquon. I would take that because Mark. I thought that was like a loser horn, like wah, wah, and that would have been funny because some people look at that like I love JJ. If you've watched the show at all, and we talk about JJ the Jet plane, I love this guy, but Kirk Cousins is getting older. His contract's running out. They don't have a quarterback yet. So eventually, who's going to throw him the ball? They don't even know yet. They don't know who's even going to throw this dude the ball. And because he's
Nick Mullins. And that's their backup.
And Nick Mullins
Big Dick Nick.
He doesn't have that arm.
He does have that arm.
He does not have that arm.
It's a fat arm.
It is a fat arm. He's
fat.
got baby arm. I make that trade. I don't like the second. And Gainwell's whatever. He's a vulture.
He's a
at
touchdown
best.
monster. That's it. Because he's a third guy on
touchdowns
that
are not sticky. So I would.
But he's a good flex.
I mean, I would.
Like if he's a guy you need to put it on a backup week, that's a great job.
I would forego Gainwell and the second, and maybe even Saquon for a 1 and a 2.
Okay.
But we forgot a Marquise Brown.
Yeah, no, keep Marquise Brown. Marquise Brown is the only reason why I say yes to that trade.
Correct, because he can be a top 10.
Well,
yes, I mean regularly.
Well, especially with
Kyler Murray's gotta
Kyler
stay
Murray.
healthy.
With
Well,
Kyler
hold on.
Murray.
So with
regularly.
He was regularly last year before Kyler got hurt.
well,
And
with-
before he got hurt.
and
well,
before he got
hold
hurt.
on.
But even with D-Hop, he was still a top 10.
But so first 6 games, D-Hop was suspended.
No, he wasn't.
Yes,
Yes, he was.
Marquise Brown was not a top 10 at the end of the year.
No, at the end of the
No,
year.
he's saying the beginning of the year without D-Hop.
Well, I get it for
And
I
with
get it for
D-Hop.
2 weeks.
Hold on. So, and D-Hop's not going to be there this year because he's probably going to get cut.
No, he will be cut.
Yeah, he's getting cut or moved.
More the reason to have Marquise. So you have a decent wide receiver.
Is it?
And yes.
Is Marquise capable of playing against number 1 corners in that division? Is it?
Yes, he is.
Oh, wait, hold on. Actually, in that division?
Oh.
Who we got? No, Denver? No. I mean, he did?
No.
I got to look at his numbers.
Denver.
No.
Seahawks.
Not Denver.
No, that's right. That's right. No, I'm sorry.
Seahawks,
Yeah,
Rams,
49ers.
49ers.
Then yes, Marquise Brown's going to do fine.
You just asking a
Those
serious
corners
question.
those corners suck.
Sorry.
So,
Who did you say? Denver? That's
I
AFC.
thought about whatever. I missed
so
it.
that alone is
You're talking football.
Uh-oh, retard alert.
like I would take that trade with
This fucking guy.
just him and Marquise and Saquon. I wouldn't even.
No way.
I wouldn't
that
even eat
2022, that 2024 second makes it.
I don't want
Because
that
there's
second.
so much depth in that 2024 second.
Keep Gainwell, keep the second. You can even keep Saquon. Give me a 1 and a 2.
I'm
Well,
not
I'm just saying
opposed to the
because
trade.
Marquise Brown.
I just don't like Saquon.
Well,
Because
hold
I
on.
don't
So
want
I'm
Saquon
just
either.
saying
That's why
because
give me a 1.
I have a top 5 running back fantasy wise.
I like the 1.
And I would have a Marquise Brown that has his ceiling as a wide receiver 1. He's a solid wide receiver 2 with wide receiver 1.
Marquise
outside.
Brown?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's a wide receiver 1.
So I would be okay getting rid of
He's
him.
not a wide receiver 2. He's a wide receiver 1.
No, I'm saying fantasy football.
I am 100% saying fantasy football. You have 12 teams. He is a wide receiver 1.
Okay, so you're getting 2 top 10 wide at their position.
Yes, you're getting a top 10 running back
On
and a top 10 wide receiver.
On top of
So you said keep okay, go ahead. Come on.
on top of a second round pick for 2024, which
Yeah.
has a very heavy class that everyone is holding their picks for. And you're getting Kenneth Gainwell, who potentially could be a top 10 running back
No.
as well, because
Kenneth
Rashad
Gainwell
Penny's
will
probably
never
going
be
to
a-
get hurt again.
are not
Kenneth
a
Gainwell, no,
sticky
because
stat.
Boston Scott's there.
Kenneth Gainwell's a
that
crap.
team is
It's just
100%
giving
a
you
running
another
back
guy.
by committee. 100%.
I wouldn't disagree, but Penny's probably going to get hurt again. And
I
they'll-
don't disagree
and
with
they'll-
that either.
And they'll run through,
They're gonna
I think,
draft-
Gainwell before.
Actually, you know what?
Gainwell will probably get you
what? I lied.
125 points.
I disagree. Penny will not get hurt.
They're drafting a running back at 30.
No, Penny will not get hurt.
It's going to be Jahmyr Gibbs.
So I wouldn't make that.
Then why
trade.
have Boston Scott?
I don't know. Boston Scott's dog shit. He shouldn't be on this team.
Kickoff, punt, and punt return.
I would take Demetric Felton over Boston Scott. Boston Scott is bad.
That is insane.
Okay.
You understand Boston Scott has like 10 touchdowns over like the last 3 years.
So, funny thing with...
It might not be that high, but he is a touchdown monster also.
So-
He's good in the receiving game.
So, Rashad Penny.
Demetric Felton's good in the receiving game.
Rashad Penny has only...
Not the stats.
He runs. Whatever.
Rashad Penny has only attempted with rushing attempts over 100 times once in his career.
Yeah,
because he's been injured every year. But the difference is he's on a team that's strictly running back by committee.
So is that what you want Saquon to go on?
And
running back by committee?
No. That's
we.
Wow, way to take my argument completely out of context.
Well,
Just
hold
call
on.
me CNN.
Oh my God.
Well, so hold on. We still haven't let Wheel say his piece with.
I'm just running these
Wow.
two. I personally,
Yeah, you want JJ.
I want JJ. Although I traded JJ in my one league and
For 3 firsts.
2 firsts.
Wow, 3
So I traded JJ for Devontae Adams, Deshaun Watson, Calvin Ridley, Drake London, a 2023 first and a 2024 first. And I gave up Jacoby Brissett, Gardner Minshew, Justin Jefferson, and a 2025 first.
I told him that's a ridiculous trade. I'd make that trade all day.
I would too.
Like, bye-bye, JJ.
I personally
love you, but bye-bye, JJ.
If it was
you can only give me max 40 points. Good luck.
If you would put in A.J. Dillon for Kenneth Gainwell, I would accept that trade.
Here's the thing, right?
It's a little bit more value.
I don't know. I
I'll
don't
let you
know
on
if
the
that's
show.
more value.
No, go ahead.
I think it's more
you're
value.
on the show.
So I think that's more value for A.J. Dillon.
Send your goodbyes.
I understand how deep the 2024 draft class is going to be, and I understand the fear of
That
Kirk
second
Cousins.
pick. That second pick in 2024 is a solid
Why do you think
pick.
Why do you think in my fantasy league I'm stacking up picks for next year, not this year?
So is Bo. That's probably partly because of
As
you.
much as I am a Green Bay fan,
Partly because of you. You're probably like, let's keep stacking 2024.
No, that was all him. He was the genius on that one.
I don't know how I feel about AJ Dillon though, and I traded. For
Oh
him.
wow, you don't know how you feel about him? Oh no.
Where did he go?
Oh no.
I haven't.
Is he still on Green Bay?
Oh no, yeah, no, he's still in Green
I
Bay.
thought he was still on Green Bay.
Dog shit.
But that's another run by committee.
He's ass.
That's
debatable.
Debatable by the week.
Last year, yes. Last year, absolutely.
So what would you take Jamal Williams instead of Kenneth Gainwell?
Yeah, in a heartbeat. Jamal Williams is completely
Jamal
different.
Williams is a red zone just hawk. He just steals all the touches.
Give me what you got. Like, let's head out. It's
For what,
6:30.
You want to wrap up? Oh,
Yeah.
we'll wrap it up.
Yeah.
John, closing thoughts. What do you got?
Oh, all right. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of the week.
Love it.
Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it.
I say, don't be chomping your lips when you got a camera and nobody's viewing.
This guy, what a hot dude. All right, Wheeler, what you got?
Enjoy the weather. Enjoy the rest of the week. We did make a Facebook page. It is the Deep Threats. It's on Facebook. Please go interact with it.
I do have it in the description as
We're
well.
just building up, trying to get more
Love
and
it.
more input on the show. Love you guys to just join in anytime you can. Going to create polls, going to create stuff for the draft. It's going to be a lot of interactive stuff with everybody on the show and you guys, and we're looking to build on for the future.
Fantastic. KJ, closing thoughts?
All right, guys, man, I hope you have a wonderful week. Like, subscribe, please share this video, and I will say enjoy fantasy because we are going to get into the heat of the mix.
There we go.
Before this draft. We also are going to talk a little bit about, please follow our Twitter page because we will tell you guys whether or not we will be on this Saturday. We're going to talk about that after the show today. So
Fantastic.
that's all I got today.
All right. Thank you all for being here. We love you. God bless you. Spend time with your families. Kiss your loved ones. Tell them you love them. Thank you for being here. We'll see you next time. God bless.
Bye!